Thank you so much. We want to talk a little bit about your medication, right? We know that for some of us, we rely on medication. We have to have it, but prices have gone up. So is there anything we can do to kind of rein in those costs? We have Vanessa Cano, a pharmacist over at SpotRx. Gotta love live technology and live TV, but you're here with us and you've got some really helpful information. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Happy to be here. Thank you.
So I will say, whenever I need to pick up something, I always go and I look for the generic. And I know sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm being cheap. But is it pretty much the same as just a regular drug? What is the difference? And should we go generic all the time or only on certain times?
Absolutely. So generic medications have the advantage of not having that upfront cost that a branded medication would have had to do the clinical studies. So once a brand medication goes off patent, those medications go through the same rigorous testing to ensure that they are treating the same disease state, of course, and have the same active ingredient. Absolutely, hands down. That's something that the FDA prides themselves on, of course.
So we can buy generic 100% of the time, you think?
So, of course, there's always the exceptions to the rule, and that's why you want to enlist not only your providers, but also your pharmacists to make sure, is this a good replacement, right? Because there's so many drugs out there. Definitely want to enlist your pharmacist and give you that information, because there are, like I said, exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, about 90% of the medications you find on the market will be a generic drug and could save you a lot of money.
So let's talk about long shipments. And I know I do this with a medication that I'm on. Instead of, going to the pharmacy and refilling it every month, I get a 90-day subscription. And it seems like that can save, right?
Absolutely, sure. Many of our insurance companies actually incentivize that. They would actually, I've seen where a 30-day supply medication would cost as much as a 90-day supply. So you're paying for 1 month copay, but you're getting 3 months. And that's all embedded in your plan. Of course, you'd want to educate yourself what kind of plan you have. There's also, if you're paying cash, the more you buy, the more you save. There's definitely also opportunity there.
So what about those rebate cards? I know that I've gotten those in the mail sometimes. Do those work? And what do we need to know about using those cards?
Sure. So the most important thing is to understand that those rebate cards, or as I like to call them, like the Good RX cards, those are really for cash paying patients. A lot of the time, I would say probably 90% of the time, your copays are going to be a better fit. That's not saying that's, there's no exception to that, of course, but those really are to save those patients that money that they would, so definitely, I've lost my train of thought.
No worries. Anything else you want to note before we go about saving money? Because I know that times are tough right now, and with meds going up and everything going up, it's hard to make ends meet and get everything you need to stay healthy.
Absolutely. Your pharmacist is your #1 advocate for that. If you don't feel comfortable having those conversations about medication costs, definitely speak with your pharmacist. We pride ourselves on being the most accessible healthcare provider. We are abreast of everything, especially drug pricing, and we're, boots to the ground and definitely there to help you.
I will say, no matter what pharmacy I go to, if I ask, okay, what about this? What about this? I've got a cold or whatever. They're always so helpful, and they usually steer me to the cheapest thing. So thank you so much, Vanessa. We appreciate your time this morning.